Agent Santana, have a seat. Have a seat. First of all, yes, I was briefed on what occurred yesterday. I must admit, Agent Santana, I am very, very disappointed. I thought it was made expressly clear to you just how important this long-term assignment actually is. I mean, after all, once you volunteered to take on this assignment and pretend to be the subject's wife, your clearance status was increased from secret to top secret simply because of that. I mean, honestly, that's practically unheard of in Section 17. Heck, forget Section 17. That's practically unheard of in Section 12. And due to your top secret clearance, you know what goes on in Section 12. Even in that section, it is unheard of. Absolutely unheard of. However, because of who this subject is, oh yes, your clearance got increased overnight in the blink of an eye. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Was it not emphasized what type of individual the subject is? Yes, I understand that he has a name. And yes, I am fully aware that you have a name as well, Maria. However, that is not your name for the next several years, and you know this. What do you want me to say? This individual is beyond belief dangerous. This individual is what we originally thought was a failed experiment. And then, during routine blood work, it turned out this individual, and yes, in case you're wondering, he was also once an agent. Do you think I enjoy situations like this, Maria, where we wipe an agent's mind and make him think that he accomplished nothing in life? We have him working as a security guard at one of our corporate offices. It's not even a real corporate office. It's just made up to look like one. He has access to all the main floors. He has access to the outside parking lot. He doesn't have access to any of the suites. And from his vantage point, with the exception of Suite 110 that we made to look like a real office, all the other offices have frosted glass on the front. All the other offices, we make it seem that it's various law enforcement agencies all concentrated in one place. I mean, how stupid would that be if that happened in reality? But that is his reality, because that's what we made it look like. This agent volunteered for a dangerous experiment, and yes, in hindsight, he never should have been allowed to go through with it because he was still in the grieving process for his wife. His wife, who died in that terrible car accident. Yeah. Thankfully, she didn't have a chance to tell him that she was pregnant. That's something he genuinely didn't know. He went through with the experiment, an experiment that not everything was explained to him. It was just told that it's an important experiment, and he went through with it. Well, no offense, Maria, but you only have top secret clearance. The experiment goes above top secret. What's above top secret? That is not something you need to know. What you need to know is that you screwed up. I get it. Every day you have to remind him to take his medication, and one of the pills he takes keeps his mind from remembering what actually took place. And yes, sometimes he forgets to take all those medications. Sometimes he doesn't want to take them. It was emphasized to you. Gentle reminders. Gentle reminders only. Ah, there goes that damn generator again. I'm gonna have to talk to Julio about that. Freaking hell. We control the lives of billions of people across the world, across the planet, and we can't get a generator. Well, we do have a generator, it just doesn't work reliably. This is so ridiculous. But listen, getting back to what's important. Gentle reminders, gentle ones. If he puts off taking his medication for half an hour, 2 or 3 hours, it doesn't matter. Because in his mind, yes, that car accident with his wife took place, but she survived. Now we gave you the plastic surgery to make you look like her. And we even took into account your injury on that assignment in Paris. Well, what do you want me to say, Maria? It happens. Sometimes one of our agents gets hurt, sometimes badly, sometimes killed. All right, you ended up with a limp that you're going to have to live with for the rest of your life. I'm genuinely sorry about that, but we were able to incorporate it into your cover. Now, his memory goes as far back as the accident, only instead of his wife dying, she survived. That is, you survived. You just ended up with a permanent and unfortunate limp. Okay, not a problem. He has no problem doing pretty much everything for you. Or her. Well, he thinks you're her. And you're going to keep pretending that you are Sophia for the next several long years. you were aware of the length of this assignment. I mean, what do you think takes place once a month when he goes in for those doctor's appointments? What do you think happens to him? We sedate him, we take his blood, sometimes we take a bit of bone marrow, hair samples, that sort of thing. Listen, that failed experiment failed for what it was intended for, but it created something else, something magnificent. And it's in his body, it's in his DNA, it's in his blood, it's in his everything. It's even in his mucus. Now we are talking about a genetic abnormality that will benefit all of America, that will benefit the world if we can just isolate it without the drawbacks. Yes, on the outside he looks like a normal human being, but there's nothing normal about his system. There's nothing normal about his internal organs, not anymore. He is an extremely valuable resource, but we need to isolate the rage and anger that he feels. Why do you think the initial experiment was labeled a failure? Why do you think we keep him constantly sedated with the stuff we put into his food, with the stuff that you put into his food? Why do you think he's constantly watched and monitored? Why do you think we have agents as neighbors, actors in the building, part of the maintenance staff? Heck, the damn clinic that he goes to every single month, that's not even a real medical clinic. We fill the waiting area with actors, the reception staff, agents as actors. Once in a while, we pretend that there's a problem with his insurance, because that's something that would happen in real life. You don't understand how far Section 17 has gone into monitoring him, watching him, collecting DNA, collecting blood samples, collecting everything we need. And your job is one of the most important ones out there, to pretend to be his wife. By the way, we know you haven't been sleeping with him as often as you should. Sorry, Maria. Or I should say, sorry, Sophia. What do you want me to say? His wife had a healthy appetite. You need to put out more. You cannot blow your cover. He cannot for one moment suspect again that something is way the hell wrong and you are not his wife, just like he ended up suspecting yesterday. Seriously, what part of gentle reminders do you not understand? You just kept nagging him and nagging him, and then you got angry with him for not taking his meds until he finally lost it. I mean, no, he didn't blow up in anger. He didn't trash the apartment, but he got angry enough that our agents monitoring him from across the building were able to look into the window and see him get upset. Now for you, it may have seemed as though he was a little upset, but he was about to lose it. That sort of thing cannot be allowed to happen with this subject. You cannot nag him until he gets angry and upset. Because you nagged him so much about taking his medication, he started suspecting something was wrong. We had to send in that raiding party, dressed as SWAT team. We had to break down the door. I mean, freaking hell. Considering what took place, we're lucky it wasn't worse. Anderson has 2 broken legs. Bevins almost ended up with a severe spinal cord injury. Yeah. His hard plastic tactical vest is the only thing that prevented that. And as for Summers, Summers nearly had his head knocked off of his shoulders because of your husband. Because you nagged him, he suspected something was wrong. And well, the decision was made to send in the capture crew. It took 9 of them to secure him. 9. Now, he's currently sleeping. When your husband wakes up, we're gonna make it seem as though it was a bad nightmare. The door frame has already been fixed. It's been taken care of. All of the furniture that was broken has been replaced with identical furniture from our warehouses. The blood that ended up being smeared on your sundress, yeah, there's a new sundress exactly like it waiting for you in the next room. When this meeting is over, you go put it on. Every speck of blood was cleaned off. We had to send in 2 cleanup crews. 2, not 1, 2. Once again, your job, oh, that damn generator. Screw it. I'm going to call in Hernandez to take care of that. But listen, your job is to pretend to be his loving, caring wife. Now, once in a while, you can get into scheduled minor arguments, minor disagreements with him. However, nothing like what took place yesterday. You nagged him until he started thinking something was horribly wrong, and that can never be allowed to happen ever again. Seriously. Never, ever again. Now, I get it. He did not raise a hand against you, and with his personality, he never will. Yes, the fact that you're a woman, the fact that you're a cripple, and the fact that he thinks you're his wife whom he's madly in love with, you don't have to worry about him getting physically violent with you. But still, what happened yesterday can never happen again, ever. Now, when he wakes up, he's going to wake up on the couch from his nap. His shoes are going to be off. He's going to be wearing the same clothing he was when the confrontation with the team took place. Well, not the exact same clothing. That was ripped and smeared with blood as well. But copies of the exact same clothing. Now listen to me. When he wakes up, he's going to think he's waking up from a nightmare. You're going to rush over to him. You're going to reassure him. You're going to hold him. And this is very important. You are going to press him up against your chest and hold him. Yes, like a scared little child. And you're going to comfort him. And you're going to tell him dinner will be a little late. And that's going to be the end of it. And then it's going to be business as usual. Seriously. Gentle reminders for him to take his meds. Don't nag him. Do not screw this up. All right. That's all.